Absolutely blindsided. That's how every New England Patriots fan should feel right now. Out of nowhere, Josh McDaniels, one of the most accomplished offensive minds in recent NFL history, just got hit with a wave of disrespect that honestly makes no sense. I mean, let's rewind for a second. This offseason, the Patriots made some bold moves, but easily, arguably the biggest and most meaningful, was bringing Josh McDaniels back for his third stint with the team. We're not talking about some unknown name with a clipboard here. We're talking about the guy who's helped hoist not one, not two, but 6 Lombardi trophies with the Patriots. 3 of them as an offensive coordinator, and the other 3 while working as a position coach. That kind of resume should speak for itself, right? You'd think so, but apparently not everyone's paying attention. Let's be real, when Josh McDaniels was brought back in, it wasn't just a reunion. It was a calculated decision by a franchise that knows what success looks like. McDaniels helped engineer dynasties with Tom Brady at the helm, designing plays that terrorized defenses, and made New England the most feared offense in football for years. So when the news broke that he was returning, it made perfect sense. The Patriots have been scrambling for offensive identity in recent seasons, trying to find a rhythm after the Brady era, and this move felt like getting back to their DNA. With Mike Vrabel also returning to the fold, it felt like the Patriots were quietly reassembling their Avengers, but here's where it goes off the rails. Recently, a ranking came out from NBC Sports, listing all 32 offensive coordinators in the NFL based on their play-calling ability. Now, obviously, some teams have head coaches who handle the bulk of the offensive decisions, but still, this list was supposed to reflect who the top play callers are in the league. The tiers had names like Best of the Best, The Wizards, In Good Hands, and so on. Honestly, when I clicked the article, I was expecting to see McDaniels right near the top, maybe even at number 1, and that wouldn't be outrageous. 6 Super Bowl rings, man, but no, not even close. McDaniels wasn't in the top tier. He wasn't in the Wizards tier. He wasn't even in the middle of the pack. He was buried, almost like an afterthought. And that right there is what feels like the sucker punch. Because we're not just talking about another coordinator. We're talking about someone who's helped redefine offensive strategy in the league. Think about it. How many offensive minds in the NFL today have actually lifted the Lombardi? More than once, let alone 6 times. Look at who NBC put in the best of the best category. Sean McVay, great coach, no doubt, but he's got 1 ring. Kyle Shanahan, 0. Andy Reid, okay. Fair, Reid's an all-time great and has the hardware to prove it. But when you stack resumes, McDaniels is right there, and in many ways, ahead. And yet, somehow, he's being ranked below guys who have never even sniffed the Super Bowl. Take Ben Johnson, for example. Good coordinator, rising name, sure. He's helped turn Detroit into a respectable offense, no question, but ahead of McDaniels. The guy hasn't even been a head coach. He's never had to lead a team through a playoff run. He's never had to build a game plan in January, on the road, with a Super Bowl berth on the line. Yet somehow, he's considered more effective than a guy who helped orchestrate one of the most iconic comebacks in Super Bowl history. It just doesn't add up. And it's not just 1 or 2 names ahead of him. It's a whole wave of newer, shinier toys, play callers that get hyped for flashy schemes and bold analytics, but haven't proven anything on the biggest stage. Sure, some of them may get there eventually, but we're talking now. We're talking results. And on that front, McDaniels is being wildly disrespected. The media, or whoever's behind these lists, loves the new and trendy, but football, real football, is about execution, consistency, and what you do when the lights are brightest. That's where McDaniels has always delivered. To make matters worse, this isn't even the first time he's been overlooked. People love to talk about his head coaching stints not working out, okay? Fair enough. The Denver job didn't go great, and the Raiders were a mess. But let's not pretend that context doesn't matter. Those situations were toxic before he even walked in the door. He never had a full opportunity to build a program from the ground up. And even then, you could see flashes of brilliance in how he designed game plans and handled quarterbacks. Just ask Tom Brady what McDaniels meant to his development. Ask him who called the plays when they tore through the league year after year. And yeah, people throw around the Tom Brady card like it's the only reason McDaniels succeeded. But think about it. Plenty of coaches have worked with Hall of Fame quarterbacks and still found ways to screw it up. Brady didn't become Brady in a vacuum. He grew within a system that put him in the best possible position to win. And Josh McDaniels had his fingerprints all over that system. Every route, every read, every wrinkle, that wasn't luck, that was years of preparation, adjustment, and high-level football intelligence. So here we are, looking at this list that places McDaniels in the lower tier right next to names that have barely had a cup of coffee in the NFL, and the only word that comes to mind is insane. The level of disrespect is off the charts. And maybe, yeah, McDaniels doesn't care. Maybe he's not reading these articles, but for fans, for anyone who actually pays attention to what goes on between the lines, it's infuriating. You look at some of the coordinators ranked higher, and it's like, what have you done? Where's your body of work? How many rings are you rocking? Oh, that's right, none. Even Brian Daboll, who's a solid coach, was ranked one spot ahead of McDaniels. Really, that's the margin we're talking about now. One playoff run and suddenly you're a better offensive mind than the architect of half of New England's dynasty. Come on. This isn't even about being a Patriots fan. This is about common sense. It's about recognizing excellence and not being blinded by recency bias or media narratives. And if that wasn't enough, let's pivot for a second to Drake May. The rookie quarterback who hasn't even played a full season yet is already being slapped with some questionable comparisons. This time, it's not about disrespecting a coordinator. It's about underestimating a young talent who, frankly, deserves a little more credit. A list came out comparing second-year quarterbacks and projecting who they could become, their best case and worst case scenarios. Some of the names made sense, like Jaden Daniels being compared to Lamar Jackson on the high end and Kyler Murray on the low end. Okay, I can live with that, but then you get to Caleb Williams, and they say his worst case is just bust, not even a real name, just bust. No one else got that treatment. What is that? And then comes the comparison for Drake May. And this is where it gets weird. They say that at his worst, May could be like Daniel Jones. I mean, what? Daniel Jones, that's the comp you're going with. Let's talk about why that's just wrong on so many levels. First off, Daniel Jones has never had the arm talent that May has shown in college. May can push the ball down the field with zip, accuracy, and confidence. He's got a deep ball that actually makes defenders nervous. Jones, for all his mobility, has never been known for carving up defenses deep. And let's not even get into the inconsistency issues. Drake May has already proven that he can handle adversity, that he can make throws on the move, that he can work through progressions, and that he has command of the huddle. Daniel Jones has had years in the NFL and still looks shaky half the time, and no offense to Jones, but May's ceiling is just in a different universe. Comparing the two is lazy at best, and honestly feels like another swipe at the Patriots. By extension, like saying, here's your next quarterback, and he's gonna be a bust too. It's exhausting, and people forget, Drake May didn't exactly have a perfect situation last year. His offensive line was a mess, protection broke down constantly, he didn't get a clean pocket often, and that affects any quarterback. But even with that, he flashed. Remember that first touchdown pass, 40 yards, straight down the sideline, perfectly placed. I believe it was against Houston. That wasn't a fluke. That was a glimpse of what he's capable of. When the pocket holds, when the weapons are there, May has the tools to be something special. Not Daniel Jones at his worst. Something way better than that. And yeah, maybe it's too early to crown him. Maybe we need to see more before saying he's the next big thing. But at the same time, can we not bury him before he even starts? Can we not act like his potential is capped at mediocrity? The guy has an NFL arm, mobility, and that quiet fire you need to lead a franchise. And if Josh McDaniels is the one developing him, maybe we should start paying attention, because like it or not, McDaniels knows how to get the best out of quarterbacks. We've seen it time and time again. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots, and don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In what could be one of the most surprising moves of the offseason, wide receiver MARR has reportedly confirmed his arrival to the New England Patriots. Though nothing has been officially announced by either team, whispers around the league suggest the Bengals star could be donning a Patriots jersey sooner than anyone expected. Chase, who has become a cornerstone of Cincinnati's offense since being drafted in 2021, was spotted in Boston earlier this week, while some insist it was a personal trip. Sources close to the situation claim the visit was far from casual. According to people familiar with Chase's camp, discussions have been ongoing between the Patriots and the wideout for weeks. and the tone has recently shifted from exploratory to promising. Fueling the speculation, Chase was heard telling fans, "I'm ready for a new chapter," during a recent event. Though cryptic, the comment has been interpreted by many as a subtle farewell to Cincinnati and a hint toward a move to New England. Social media has only amplified the buzz, with a flurry of photos, emojis, and cryptic tweets adding fuel to the fire. Of course, there are still many questions. The Patriots haven't made a splash move at wide receiver since the Tom Brady era, and adding a high-caliber talent like Chase would signal a major shift in strategy. Would New England part ways with key assets or picks to bring in the Pro Bowl receiver? And what does this mean for the Bengals, who have long seen Chase as a central piece in their plans with Joe Burrow? For now, nothing is confirmed. Chase remains under contract with the Bengals, and there's no official trade or deal in place. But as the whispers grow louder, fans and analysts alike are left wondering, could this really be happening? Only time will tell if Ja'Marr Chase in a Patriots uniform is a dream, a smokescreen, or the NFL's next blockbuster. But one thing is certain, the NFL world is watching New England very closely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.